Removing a processor air baffle. If applicable, remove the security bezel. Remove the top cover. Remove all the PCIe assemblies. Note: if GPU power cables are installed, disengage them from the processor air baffle before removing the PCIe riser assemblies. To remove PCIe riser 1, disengage the signal cable from the space between the processor air baffle and the chassis. Loosen the 2 captive screws, and then lift the riser assembly from the chassis. If the serial port module is installed, disconnect the serial ports cable from the system board. Place PCIe riser 1 aside. Note: do not disconnect the cables from the riser card. To remove PCIe riser 2, if the configuration has an internal drive cage, remove all the internal drives. Pinch the blue touch points on the backplane bracket and then lift the backplane. Place the internal drive backplane on the top of the fan cage for easier operation. Loosen the 2 captive screws, and then lift the riser assembly from the chassis. Disconnect all the cables from the PCIe adapters, and then place PCIe riser 2 on the front drive cage. Note: do not disconnect the cables from the riser card. Lift the air baffle out of the chassis. Note: for proper cooling and airflow, reinstall the air baffle before turning on the server. Operating the server with the air baffle removed might damage server components. Note: to accommodate different heat sinks, there are 2 types of processor air baffle, but the replacement procedures are identical.